Heyo, how's it price? Sup? It's 6W Heisenberg. Welcome back to another reaction video. We're joined with our special guest, Neo, featuring his new song called No Good. It's not officially dropped yet. I'll let him talk about that in a second. But beforehand, let's let him introduce himself.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Neo. I've been an artist here in LA for probably like 3 years. I got like 6 songs out right now. Different genres, kind of more like melodic rap style, but I'm a singer, R&B pop guy. So that's what you're kind of find on my page. And we're about to listen to some new music, some unreleased stuff, and drop some secrets, drop some hints, and we'll get to it.
What is the song about before we even get into it?
Yeah, so this song, title's No Good, and it's really about like a relationship that you kind of keep going back to, even though you know it's kind of bad for you. And thus the title No Good, like this person is no good for you, and you know that. But like the nights get late, and you're like, and in my case, hitting her up, and
okay,
she's right there. She's always right there as soon as you text her, and so it's kind of like that addiction-based relationship. And sometimes when you get out of those, it almost like hurts just as bad as staying in them, but then it hurts to stay in it, so you try to get out of it, and you just like are in this cycle of keep coming back to this person. So that's kind of what this song specifically is about.
So I'm going to ask, is this based off something true, or is this fabricated? Either way is completely good.
True. Definitely true.
Okay.
Definitely true. Yep.
Because it depends, and especially in the pop realm, people gotta understand fabricated stories fucking work. You look at your favorite artist like Taylor Swift, like you think she's heartbroken for the 30th fucking time. No, that motherfucker has that actual situation in her, and now she's able to, with writers, write a really good story. And that's what I was trying to tell you guys with to let you know, which is massive props for Neo and Eric writing that shit together, because if you are an artist, it is just common industry standard that you won't be writing every single song you make. So we're about to go react to this shit. I hope you all enjoy. Without further ado, let's get into the cover art review.
Don't wanna sober up, the sun is killing my buzz. That's why they call it morning. Thought I was strong enough, do my
You see the title No Good right there in red. I think it's a decent size. It's not the greatest in the world in terms of size, but it doesn't really matter because it's legible. You understand what the title is. Kind of a blurry background. I think that's kind of the point. This song, when I've heard it, don't know if it's because of his like promotion, which if it is a good job, this kind of gives me like cyberpunk Neo City sort of vibes in terms of the marketing. I see the colors like a yellow, orange. It kind of gives off that vibes, and the way the lighting is, it kind of again pushes me towards those vibes. I would give this, honestly, as someone who's very finicky about the cover art, this is an A. This is a very good cover art. It gets in your face. The only small major nitpicky issue is I think No Good could be a little bit more in your face. What are your thoughts and opinions on this?
Yeah, so what I was kind of going for, I like my cover art to be super simple and just capture like a vibe of whatever I'm going for. And you nailed it. Like that means it worked. It's supposed to be, the whole scene is set as if you are driving home from the girl's house or from your, partner's house for the very last time. You're like, this is it, we're done. And so it's a little bit blurry, it's a little bit grainy, it's gritty, it's cityscape vibes, it's very like, like that is the thing that I was trying to capture, was just like the final drive home, where things are a little bit foggy, cloudy, you don't know where you're really going next, you just know you're done with whatever you were doing, you just know you're done with this person.
It's completely understandable. A lot of people go through that situation. And also, to me, kind of like a dopamine effect. It's like when you do it once and you know it's there again, you're going to want to continue to do it. So,
oh yeah,
for the most part, a very good cover art. I fuck with this heavy. Good cover art. We're about to react to the song. Let's get into this shit. Okay.
Avenue just thinking about you and how my body feels when I'm not around you. It's like I'm lost at sea in your body or the waves, 'cause you're no good for me. No, you're no good for me. You're no good, no good, no good. You're no good for me. You're no good, no good, no good. You're no good for me. You're no good, no good, no good. You're no good for me. 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 You're no good, no good, no good. Don't you know that you're no good for me? You're no good, no good, no good. Don't you know that you're no good for me? You're no good, no good, no good. Don't you know that you're no good for me? You're no good for me. Fucked up, throw it down. There's another one in the DMs now. Carousel spinning my head around. What are we doing? Calling it quits, but you want me to stay. That's why you hit my line like every day. Time after time we separate. Why won't you go away? But it's over. All the pain that you done caused for me. Barely sober, I'm drowning out the thoughts of you and me. Nights are long, the days are shorter. How do I get my life in order? Don't wanna waste my time no more. I know that you're no good for me.
I love that singing shit.
You thought my love was free. You ain't know, you ain't good for me. I don't care what you can say. It never really mattered anyway. No, it didn't matter. I ain't got no time for that. 'Cause you ain't no good for me.
And we're getting into the review.
And I flipped her switch and I made her mine. Let me erase your heart. I wanna love, I wanna.
Overall, though, we will start with the vibes. The vibes I really love, like that synth sound you're giving off. It's giving off kind of that late night vibes, and then just the melody of It's really bringing out to that whole aroma. Okay, that this is a late night vibe. This is what we're trying to get across. And like he said, this kind of little fuckboy vibes in this. I fuck with that. Overall, I'll give the vibe, honestly, probably about a B, because I would have liked to hear kind of that synth sound and everything enhanced, but it's not bad at all. I just feel like it could have been even better than it already was in terms of the vibe. But overall, still a very good vibe.
Yeah, no, I think I like that. That's a good feedback, good review. I definitely think that, try to enhance the vibe as much as possible and give it that room. I always try to leave some room for people, because this is what I like as a consumer, is like leave room for people to add things. Because I'm a singer, so like I add things to other songs that are out, and so I try to leave some room for where people who are just like me, they can add their own style and flavor to like a song when they hear it in the car. They can like riff a little bit, they can add a little whatever. So I try to leave just just enough space where I'm not filling everything so that they have something that they feel like they can make it their own. That's what I try to do with like my songs. Kind of seems a little interesting, but like that's what I like as a consumer, so that's why I try to give people as an artist.
You were talking to the same person who has my homie Barde. Like, we'll rip a song off of YouTube or Spotify and do unofficial like remixes to that shit, because the songs just hit with us so much that we want to do it. And at the end, they like, that's a good thing, because it's like the ultimate form of flattery. If they fuck with your song so much that they want to do their own shit on it, that means you're doing something well on it in some shape or form. And will the artist always fuck with it? No. Like, they might be like, hey, like, this is like, you're mad funny as fuck for this, or hey, cool shit, let's get some motion behind it, and maybe it drops. But for the most part, it's just about, hey, you fucked with their vision and you wanted to see how your vision of their vision aligns into one cohesive song, official or not. And even if it's just something like in your car, that is fandom right there. Like when you drop a song out, it's for the world to interpret. It's not necessarily just your own anymore. Mix wise, his mixes are fucking A1. I'm telling my nigga Eric to go every single day. Look, the only two people you go to is Biz and Neo. You go to no one fucking else. I don't care what songs you're doing. Is these two get his mixes sounding right. If you guys remember my Let You Know video, I purposely pointed out the fact that this dude has probably never talked to Koi in his life, and this motherfucker had a banger ass mix for him ready to go. And also, what you gotta understand too is Neil has probably had no contact with Koi whatsoever. He literally just got his stems and mixed that shit, and he mixed it to perfection. These are the motherfuckers who you want to mix your shit. Just people who understand the music theory behind it, and they can just put on headphones and be like, oh, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. And it's always a give and take. It's never a, hey, we're doing X, Y, Z. You always add in your own flavor, but it's always a mix of the artist somewhat. But because he's the artist, it doesn't matter because he's going to get himself sounding exactly like how he wants to sound. So the mix, I'll give it A. I never have any problems with his mix. Maybe an engineer can tell me something that I don't know, but just from me, from a consumer standpoint, I have no issue with the mix.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I try to take pride in, like, that's my day job. You know what I mean? Like, technically, that's my day job is engineering. You know, I work at a A-list recording studio right now, so I take pride in, like, that side of things. So I would hope that I'm good at it if that's my job. But yeah, no, that's like why I chose to do that in the first place, was like everything that I do that's not as an artist, like specifically, I'm still like building stuff for myself as an artist, That's why I went to go work at a recording studio, learn the ins and outs of that, because that's feeding back into the music. Go work for a record label or something, learn the marketing side, learn the media side. Go work as like a car salesman, whatever, learn to sell something that's feeding into, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at that.
You gotta understand little things add into the big shit, y'all. If he does good enough mixes for the right artist, it's not gonna fucking matter because they're going to be like, oh shit, like you see how good, like he got him and Eric and Koi sounding on that song. Your ass better get with him. My question is to you is, if an artist was trying to get a mix from you or just from anyone, what should they do to make sure their mix is the best quality it can be? Are they're pre-recording, so when they get it to you, you can just cook like you do?
I would say gain staging is number one. You don't want to record things too hot. You don't want to record things too quietly. So making sure you're kind of right in that middle. That way, like when you give it to somebody, they have room to make changes, either make things louder or quieter. If you deliver something that's way too loud and all I have to do is keep bringing it down and down and down, then it will lose the vibe for you because you've been listening to it super hot. Vice versa, if you listen to things super quiet and I'm bringing it up and up and up, it may start to expose some things that you may have not heard while it was quiet. So making sure that everything is like really hitting that right in the middle, no yellow, no red, not too low of green, but like right in the middle, sweet spot. That's like most important. The second thing I'd probably say is like have a demo mix. At least, most people do, but like have some idea of like this is the final sound that I kind of want to have, and that way like we're not getting too far away from each other when it comes to like, because otherwise I'm going to start adding things in that I like for taste, and if everybody's taste is different, so if I might add something, then we're going back and forth fighting on it for the next like
however long,
just because I didn't know that that's something you didn't like, but that's something I like. So having a demo mix or something like that to create at least a little bit of like a lane is super important. Last I would say is just communication. Like communicate what's important to you in the song. Like the order of operations, as I call it. Like for me personally, it would be kick, vocals, snare. That's like my importance. Some people like snare number one. Like, what's the loudest thing in your entire song? You know, if that's vocals, like a lot of pop singers love their vocals to be first and foremost in an entire mix, and everything's underneath it. You know, and so talking that and communicating those type of things is like what's important to you in a mix, and like having that conversation back and forth. Those would be like the three things that would be the most helpful when working with any engineer in general, or just mixing engineer, mastering, anything. You know, that's going to be super helpful.
I completely agree with that. In fact, I am guilty of that same exact shit because I got a homie who sounds exactly like Kali Uchis. I had her do a cover of Never Gonna Be Yours because that exact song is how she fucking sounds. And I didn't even send my boy Booth a fucking reference mix. I just sent him the visualizer and said, hey, this is how she sounds. Get her to sound like this, which is, I found out actually very common for a lot of people to do, and that's not the smartest thing to do because they want to know your exact voice, what you are doing. It just makes a lot more sense. If you know exactly what the fuck you want, the process is going to go quicker. I know Neo probably don't want to be sitting here for like 4 fucking months trying to get one mix done. He wants to get you the way you like it out and then on to the next shit. So be prepared, be ready. My next question would be, if they wanted to get in contact with you for a mix or shit like that, how would they go about it?
Yeah, so feel free to follow me on all socials. My social handle is Nite It's spelled Nit.
Get into now the flow. The flow was very good. I think it's simple, which is something a lot of singers do, which is not a knock at all. You don't need to do those really intricate, complex flows. Sometimes you can just be just a tiny bit more simpler with what you do, and the same effect is going to come out of it. I would give the flow an A because he's not really having to do too much, but the melody of the flow again, doo 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 doo. For the most part, he does the 4-bar switch up, which if you don't know what that means for R&B and singers in particular, mainly R&B, is that for after every 4 verses or bars, you do a new switch up and do something a little bit different. He did that here, and again, I can't shout out the fucking synths enough. The vibes he gave off with the synths are amazing. Whoever did this shit, please tell me you didn't get this off of YouTube. Please tell me this was
I
awesome.
didn't get it off of YouTube, but I did not produce it myself. Heath Stone actually produced this. That's his producer name. He's super fire. In contact with him and like messaging back and forth, and he's someone who I actually genuinely like his production. I think he does a great job, and I'm definitely gonna be like hitting him back up for some extra stuff for sure.
You've been on 2 goated productions so far since I know you, bro. Like, you're spoiled as fuck with these productions currently.
Well, shoot, you can't top an Eric Matthews, production.
I can't lie. I think he's one of the greatest producers just ever. The way his brain thinks, like you talk to that man for 2 seconds and he understands it at like a different frequency than most people do. I listened to that when that shit was nothing, like 2 to 3 years back. So to see him make all of those changes, and that was the main holdup at first. It was like, what the fuck are we going to do with this song? We have no clue. And then you hopped on that bitch, and that shit was history. Still an amazing fucking song. I need to get him in contact with Jasmine because a female singer on one of his songs would go so fucking good. I'm just hearing this, like some things I'm thinking now after that he obviously can't change. I imagine there was like a female in the background with the harmonizing shit like that, and maybe even
Wait for the next one. You wait for the next one. It's already done and cut and everything.
I can't wait. The female one.
Build up. I'm teasing a little something. I told you I'd drop a little something this. With the next one, we got a incredibly talented, one of the best female vocalists I've ever seen and worked with, Ivy. She hopped on the next one in the most tasteful way ever. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. So if you guys want to hit him up, get in contact with him, you can find him on Instagram. I'll post it down below. I'm sure he has a business email. Hit him up there first in a very nice, kind, and professional way. I'm sure he'll get back to you very, very quickly. If not, in the DM, hit him up for features, fucking mixes, masters. Basically, just give this man bread because he's deserving of all of the bread he fucking gets. By the time this video drops, he will have a Discord server. I'll link it down below. So if you want to get in contact with him, you can join the Discord server. I don't know what his fan base is called yet. He probably hasn't even thought of a name for the fan base. But until then, I'm just going to call them the Neoans. So
Neoans.
So
I
this
like it.
is 6W Heisenberg and Neo signing out. You have anything else to say before?
I do got something to say. Song officially drops December 22nd. So that's the date. It'll be literally December 22nd. It's gonna drop. It dropped the 22nd. So it should be out now and on all streaming platforms. We'll link that down below as well. You guys can click on it. Go ahead and download it, save it. Go ahead and follow me, my artist journey, and keep rocking with it. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
Any other songs in your discography you have that now that they've heard this that they want to listen to? Obviously, the Let You Know is a big one, but besides that,
yeah, definitely gonna want to tap into that. Another one I would say too is Change My Mind. That's like if you want something upbeat and kind of like something dancey and but very like poetic and story written and things like that. Change My Mind is definitely a song for you. That's my discography. I have a wide range of like emotions in there. That's what I'm trying to build right now is like a song for any time. So that because life is very dynamic and we go through a lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of fun, a lot of like bad. And I'm trying to write and just build a full catalog where you could throw every single song in a playlist, some type of playlist, a sad playlist, a vibe playlist, night out playlist, driving home in a car playlist, whatever. I'm trying to build those so that you guys could drop them into your favorite like mood playlist and get your boy in there. So, yeah.
Heisenberg signing out and Neo this time. Fucking W.
Yes, sir.
God bless. See you all in the next video. Peace.
She don't believe in shooting stars, but she believes in shoes and cars. And she